Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get ahead of the curve.
Sitting with traitors.
I'm sorry. After seeing Quinn's DMs get leaked, that's my fucking quarterback. Horns by a million.
And then saying,
take it off.
So then you end up getting where you wanted to go in the first place.
That's a QB1.
That's ball right there.
I'll send him my gooch.
Wow.
How about that, huh?
He didn't even have to ask.
Quinn, this is what...
Welcome to the pit experience.
The pit experience.
Welcome back, or should I say thanks for watching.
Yeah, dude. Last episode.
To our last ever Coin Toss episode for Season 1. We'll be back for Season 2.
Absolutely.
And we'll have a real studio, and it's going to be even better and bigger.
I'm excited.
I'm
sad now, but I'm excited.
It's going to be nice. We're going to be getting nice.
And he squeaked in getting that.
Of course.
I
Of course.
had to.
Saw that coming.
It's just
But it's actually been a great year. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
seriously. There's been a lot that's happened, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of whales came home, a lot didn't on my end.
A lot of downs, dude.
Shout out Penn State.
Yeah.
But we're finally at the national championship game. This season felt like it went by in a step.
So fast, dude. Like, so fast.
Remember that Ireland game? Georgia Tech, Florida State?
I do remember that game.
That feels
We were
like a couple
sweating
weeks
in
ago.
New York.
It just flew by. Like,
yeah.
That's not right.
Flew by.
Because we're having fun. It's because we're having fun.
But we start every episode the way that we have every single one. Rav, let's go to the Rav Report.
We went 2-2 on Wales.
Fuck.
3 of us were on Notre Dame, yet one of us somehow did not hit their whale despite being technically on Notre Dame, and that was me.
Yeah, shout out Rav. Just wanted to fade me.
Low key.
For the
I was
bit of
like,
it.
I'm going to get cute and decided to take the Penn State team total under, and it hooked over.
I think that's the most unbelievable thing we've done on this show all year. We have been talking, or I don't even want to say we. Rav has been talking about James Franklin in a big game. He has done it game after game after game. And the one game where their season ends after, he is not on the other team's ML when it was basically a pick 'em. That's actually incredible.
I don't know if you could make that up.
No.
No.
Speaking of not being able to make it up, the new Bookit hats are live on the Bookit Sports store.
Yes, they are.
4 colors, red, orange, blue, and green. Unfortunately, we can't do the green because we got green screens. And then a black and white. Make sure to go pick up your hat now. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation, but new hats.
New hats, they are fresh. Not pictured as a 4-screen one, which may arguably be the best one.
I agree.
But anyways, we moved to 45 and 26 on our whales this year.
That's incredible out of us.
I mean, dude,
Incredible.
First year in the show, that positive on our best bets is...
what else could you ask for? What's the percentage on that? Quick maths? Anyone?
25 divided by 26? I have no idea.
Around like 40%.
No. 40%.
Or sorry, 80%.
Oh.
Right?
That's not 80%.
Yeah, I don't know about 80.
Oh, no.
gotta be
It's
closer to
45 divided by
50.
26.
Yeah, it's got to be close to 50.
Rav, you just went 0 for 3 right there, brother.
Yeah.
0 for 3.
What is it?
45 divided by 26.
No, it is not that. It is 45 divided by 71, which is 63%.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
63%
I mean,
on our
dude.
best bets. We're not a math show.
We're
Yeah,
not a
as you
math
can
show.
tell.
We're not a math show.
I went to Arizona State. Can you fucking tell?
And if we're talking units up, ROI is fucking million. So shout out U.S. government. You're welcome for chopping into the debt.
I do want to point out some good bets from last week.
Let's do it.
Great house, Jovan. That was
Let's
a great
go.
call.
Unbelievable.
Free.
Great house.
That might have been my best wager of the year.
More receiving yards from ULC.
Air as well.
Other than that, everyone else had kind of normal plays. But,
Okay, give yourself some flight. You had Henderson. That was a
I do have
great.
Henderson.
That was a
Jovan
great
kind of
call.
like led me on with Henderson.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go ahead and get out in front of it.
Okay.
If we could maybe superimpose my half of the green screen to be a jail and then the sound of the bars coming down, I sold the coin toss PrizePicks lineup
With a goose egg.
with a goose egg.
Yeah.
Shout out Harry Small, still a big fan, but my God, not a single wide receiver caught a ball for Penn State, and we took a Penn State wide receiver yards. So that did not hit, and it did hurt that everything else was green.
Yeah.
So hand up, that's on me if you tailed that. We're going to get it back this episode, but that was worst square of year.
It was.
Happy to get it out of the way, though, with only a game left.
100%. Dial in today. We dial in this game.
We're going to get it all back. Before we move on, it's just something I've been hammering in on all year, and I just got to watch it beautifully, both angles. It almost felt like I watched the perfect threesome.
What?
I got to watch Quinn Ewers shit down his leg and put Texas behind the ball. Then I got to watch last play of game, Sark with one of the worst play calls I've ever seen. And they just...
Dude,
And it was something I was preaching all year. And all I'm going to ask, he's gone now. He's gone. He's never going to put that helmet on again. He's never going to adorn the colors on the field again. Can you just admit that Quinn Ewers is bad?
No. Look, last game he did enough. I mean, we were right there, dude. But I'm with you on the worst play call ever.
The pitch.
I still just can't wrap my head around it. I'm still obviously heartbroken. I'm lost for words. But what? Why? That's it's just why.
There's one run play where you can genuinely lose a lot of yards.
Yeah, we tried up the gut. Pitch. We tried up the gut. Obviously, first down, didn't get it, and then we just completely just folded. And who does toss? You can't do toss plays anymore. We were talking about it. People defend. They're just too fast these days. That's why you don't really see them anymore.
Modern defenses, linebackers, are fucking fast now.
It's
when you're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage, you're letting them get to you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I have it my way. Second down, I try the exact same thing. Yeah. HB gut. Go up the middle.
Because you won't lose
If that
yards.
doesn't work, I'm calling in Arch for a QB sneak.
Because you can't trust him to throw it. You just proved my point without proving my point.
No, you're on the one. You
just had a 3-play set scripted. Not one was to have your quarterback throw the ball.
No. Fourth down, that's when...
No way!
The scales.
Fourth down. Depending...
The scales?
Depending. Maybe another Arch sneak. But, I mean, yeah. We'd probably
No, I'm not trying to dance on your grave, but... that was a brutal loss.
You deserve to laugh at... Everyone deserves to laugh at that, because that's just embarrassing.
The pitch.
That's embarrassing. It was
pitch?
super... I mean, it's embarrassing. It was such a good game, though. It really was, and then
on the other game.
I really thought this was the year, dude. That's the worst thing. I thought Quinn was the chosen.
Next year.
That's fine.
Next year.
That's fine, dude. It is what it is.
Next year.
I don't know. That returning production next year is a little alarming.
Our defense will be fine. There's just everyone is leaving offensively, but I mean, we've got a lot of new kids coming in there. It's supposed to be them, so we'll see.
Hand up. Also want to give Jovan his flowers. He called Notre Dame to perfection from game 1 to the national championship. Unfortunately, he's going to be wrong this episode. But the past 4 episodes, I have never seen 2 takes age as well as Jovan saying their path to the national championship for Notre Dame was the easiest. And the take of Ohio State and the Michigan game being the jump starter to the season, not the end to the season, like I thought, and I think a lot of the general public thought when they lost to Michigan that was the season. Yeah. Jovan was the only guy on the other side that said that's a kind of loss that wakes you up, and I wouldn't be shocked if they rolled, and they have rolled.
They have rolled.
So hand up. It was never Penn State. Drew Aller literally threw the game away. There are jokes, and you're like, God, we threw that game away. Drew Aller actually threw that game away. So see you later, Drew Aller. But also welcome back next year, because he will be back.
I just want to say that play before half where Ohio State threw that little screen play and that was a touchdown. We blitzed.
Oh.
We blitzed, dude. It wasn't Quinn. It wasn't the team. It was the coaching that just shit down leg, and that it hurts more than anything, dude. Because they didn't give the guys, a chance to win. They absolutely just shit down leg. They overthought everything. They blitzed. Why would you blitz right before half? For what?
I think Sark just lets all that hair gel that he focuses into that one little point at the top of his haircut.
It's a completely different ball game.
Into his brain.
And we had all the momentum, and then that was game. That was game.
TreVeyon Henderson's also lightning.
He is fast.
I mean, we'll be seeing.
Yeah.
Jovan, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good because unlike, I guess, a lot of other people that I think thought Notre Dame had a shot to go this far or eventually hoist the trophy, I was also super high on Ohio State to the point where I knew we'd be getting here and it would be David versus Goliath pretty much. And truthfully, I think you take the names off the jerseys, brands off the jerseys, names off the helmet. I guess one team that doesn't, or both teams really doesn't apply for, but like names of the teams aside, I think Notre Dame winning this game is a bigger upset than TCU beating Georgia would, because that TCU team was loaded with a lot of offensive talent, really loaded with a lot of NFL talent on both sides of the ball. Notre Dame is doing this with heart, with grit, with a quarterback who is a main runner. This is like a play style that completely contradicts most of what anybody's doing in college football. So it's very unique. This is one of like the weirdest, I think, teams we've seen in the national championship by play style in a while. But I think that's what makes it the more interesting. So I'm feeling great. I think this has a shot to be something special.
I mean, imagine losing to NIU and then you end up in the national championship, dude.
It makes me sick to my fucking stomach.
Was that their wake-up call? I mean, who would have thought?
It could have been.
Maybe so.
That had to have been such an outlier of a game, like coaching-wise especially too, because they've looked just unbelievable every game since then.
I love Marcus Freeman. I'm so bought in on him. Yeah. I love that guy.
I just don't like Riley Leonard and then Goots that works with us. So, those are the two.
That's fair.
Those are the two that get me in this matchup. It's Riley Leonard and Goots. Shout out the real Goots Hall. Should we talk about the game? Should we move to the game? We're going to have a PrizePicks lineup. We're going to have a touchdown lineup. We're going to have our whales, and we're going to talk about the game. But should we move to the game? Are we ready to talk about the national championship?
Yeah. Should be Texas, but that's fine. Let's talk about it.
Well, Lauren, I'm going to introduce it the same way we did every other game this year, except it's a national championship. Ohio State is facing off against Notre Dame. Ohio State is -8. The over-under is 45.5. Ohio State is -380 on the money line. What do you do in the national championship?
I'm going to do something a little different. Rav, what are you thinking for this game? I'm just going to pass it to you.
The Notebook.
The Notebook.
Mm-hmm.
I've been back and forth.
I mean, I know exactly what you're going to do, but
trying to figure out how Notre Dame can stay in this game. One of their best parts of their team, obviously, is their defense. But they do play a lot of man defense, and I kind of want to get into that a little bit. Mm-hmm. A lot of teams playing man against Ohio State have really not played well at all, obviously because of the amount of great receivers they have, and they'll eventually just switch into zone even before the game and still not be able to keep up. I kind of think that Notre Dame puts their balls in the line and sticks in man defense this game. And this is like the first time I've really gotten into schematically, like defensive games, stuff like that. I do think that Ohio State's going to be able to have their way on offense, and especially running the ball. You kind of remember how Penn State was able to run the ball very well early on. They actually ended up putting up 200 yards of offense with probably the same caliber of running backs that Ohio State has. So I think it's going to be a run-heavy game from Ohio State. Maybe pick apart the man defense and play action. And I just don't see how Ohio State doesn't run away with this. And I kind of like how Jovan brought up the TCU game, because it really does feel like that with Ohio State. And they're my national champions, so I'm a little biased.
Mm-hmm. Jovan, what do you have to say to that?
Hey, I think the schematic part of it is interesting, because as much as you can talk about there being a mismatch between the skill position players on both sides, I think the coordinator versus coordinator battle on both sides of the ball, whether we're talking OC versus DC or OC versus DC on the side of Ohio State and Notre Dame, I think this is the biggest chess match I think you got out of the entire playoff. So I love that. And even though both teams individually have gotten, I would say, a lot better, especially Ohio State, since they met last time in Notre Dame last year, where Ohio State won on a walk-off touchdown, I think the important part of that is the coordinator matchup was still the same. So you're getting the reoccurring chess match where Notre Dame actually in that game against Ohio State, that was the most zone defense they played all year, and that was not even with Jeremiah Smith being a part of the fold. So I would think that they're going to run a little bit more zone in this, especially being that they're missing, who I think is the best corner in college football in Ben Morrison, like they have for almost the entire season. So I like what they're going to do on defense. I think offensively, what we're going to get into with that too, something I saw in that game, because Notre Dame can't really throw the ball down the field with Riley Leonard like they did with Sam Hartman in the game last year for a little bit. What they did do regardless, though, they used a lot of motion, kind of like towards the outside with the running backs to get Ohio State to overcommit. Then they threw over the top of them. Again, obviously they had Hartman then. They don't have Riley Leonard now, but that was also with Ohio State playing a lot more conservative, a lot deeper with the safeties. They're going to be up high on Riley Leonard. So I think the offense can do enough. So I'm going to guess what Rav is kind of leaning into with that, as well as points, which I do like. But, I'm sticking with Notre Dame.
Another thing I wanted to say, sorry to interrupt. They're getting they got their tackle that was supposed to miss the entire year. They got him back last week. I forget his name, but he was like kind of rusty last week, and I'm guessing he's got a full game under his belt now. It's the national championship. Maybe the defense for Ohio State doesn't get home as much to Leonard. Maybe the O-line can, hold its own and let the run game get going a little bit, let Leonard's legs get going a little bit. So I do like the over. I'm starting to like the over as well.
I think I like the over too. What are you doing for this game? Although I think I know as well because
there was a part of me that wanted to come up here and really hammer in on Notre Dame and say what I've been saying all year, which is Riley Leonard's not a good quarterback. They're not a good team. They're winning with grit, not with skill. That I think they're going to get dog walked. But I'm going to change it up a little bit. And I'm going to take Notre Dame +8 here.
Oh, my
God. What?
And I hope Goots is listening. I hope he clips this. I hope he sends it to me. I hope I get really foul text out of him. Because I'm just going to try to curse Notre Dame. So I'm going to take +8.
Oh, my.
I hope Ohio State absolutely snuffs this team out. I hope Riley Leonard throws another 2 picks and has to run for 200 yards because he can't throw for 50. I hope Ohio State genuinely takes their head off. I'm really looking forward to watching Judkins go for 300 total yards. Maybe Travion Henderson for another 300. Maybe a total of 1,000 yards in one game.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take Notre Dame +8. I just think that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
This is the team of destiny, and I want to be on the right side of destiny and the luck of the Irish, and I haven't been on it all playoffs, so I'm going to take Notre Dame +8 here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming from you, but I like your angle and why you're doing it.
Notre Dame +8.
That's unbelievable. I'm just trying to imagine what we would have said. Imagine like Penn State won this game, or imagine it was Penn State Notre Dame in the Natty, and Rav was just done fading James Franklin, and then he took him in the national championship.
This is a reverse fade, though, because every time I fade them, they win. So I'm going to tail them, hoping they lose.
Wow.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if the roles were reversed and that was Rav doing something in that situation, we would rip him to shreds.
I'm expecting the shreds. I also have a whale in this game as well, obviously. I'm going to take the over, too. I think this game goes over.
Okay. Well, my angle, it's a little tough because I am feeling a lot of spite, really spiteful towards Ohio State. But I really do think this is just a gritty game. I really trust Notre Dame's defense to keep it close. So, of course, I'm taking Notre Dame, dude.
Wow.
Fuck Ohio State. Fuck Ohio State, dude.
Let's go Irish.
Fuck Ohio State.
Well, I'm the only one in Ohio State.
Let's go Irish. Well, Trent would take Ohio State.
Dude, it's just time for, like, a Cinderella team to actually, do it. Do it.
Not a single underdog has won outright, I don't think, in the playoffs yet.
No.
I think technically Notre Dame was an underdog.
No, they were the favorite going into the game. I had Penn State +100 on the money line.
Technically, Notre Dame was by the time of the kickoff, so they're the only debatable one, but nobody else.
Damn, I didn't know it flipped.
I guess we can count that, but it
I'm not
doesn't
gonna
count.
count that.
It doesn't count. But
Notre Dame.
yeah, dude, I just want to
Plus
see a Cinderella team. I love Marcus Freeman. I know he's gonna cook something up for this game, and I think they can keep it close.
Me too.
You know?
Me too.
Just
I
keep
think
it
he gets
close.
something cooked up real good. I'm excited for the Irish here. I think this is going to be go down in history type game for the Irish. I love it.
Dude, what if Riley Leonard just comes out and just throws for 250?
Against that defense.
I just feel like Ohio State, they've just been playing a little too good. I mean, I respect them, obviously, but they've just been playing a little too good.
Riley Leonard throws for 250 yards, I'll lop my balls off. If he comes out against Ohio State and throws for 250 yards, I will surgically remove my balls.
Oh, hell no! Hell no! Whoa!
200 you think he's going to come out there for 250?
Could you imagine?
What has he thrown combined 2 games now? 180?
He threw for 223 against Penn State.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Way better defense.
Yeah, because I did take his sneaky pass yards.
Whales of the weekend. Should we move to the whales?
Let's move to the Wells.
Whales of the weekend, the most profitable segment in all of college football betting and all of college football and all of football. The U.S. government has been tailing our whales all year. We had it at 63% this year. That's insane for our best bets. The ROI on that is up 2.5 trillion units.
Mm-hmm.
Trillion. Will, the weekend, Ohio State team total, they're going to dog walk Notre Dame.
Wow.
They're going to dog walk Notre Dame. I think Rav said, he said K-Tron and Nick Singleton are comparable. I don't think so. I think Judkins and Travion Henderson is a way more dynamic, way more scary, and way more lethal duo in a backfield. And Notre Dame struggled to keep those two bottled up and allowed Nick Singleton to score 3 times. I think they're going to have their way with him. And by the way, once they have to commit to stopping that run, Jeremiah Smith's not going to have another game with 1 catch.
So your whale is contradicting with okay, I like it.
Ohio
I like
State
where you're at.
team total.
Yeah. Okay. It's the first time I've done it, but I'm gonna do a PrizePicks square. For my whale. And I know we are gonna cook up a PrizePicks later on. This is big. This is the first time I've done it. Give me Will Howard rush yards more than.
Oh my God! I was looking at that.
I love that.
That's soaring over.
I love that.
That is soaring
I
over.
love that.
I'm here to tell you right now that is soaring over. I have no doubt.
I love that. More than.
I'm actually doing a PrizePicks prop as well. My first one.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go ahead and do Judkins yards. He only had 36 last week, 85 against Oregon, and then other than that, hasn't hit this in 4 of the last 5. His line's at 57.5 currently. I think he goes over this. I think once again, and if they want to win the game handily, like they probably should, they're gonna be running the ball. Penn State did this Notre Dame. They were succeeding. Notre Dame came back and won the game outright, but I think Judkins will get his fair share of the rock, and this is a game that they brought him in for. You know, the national championship. Henderson just had his game last week. I know that was a receiving yards on that touchdown, but I do think Judkins gets the rock a lot here and goes over 57.5 rush yards.
Love it.
I like
Jovan, I'm actually couldn't even guess what your whale is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a prop. I don't know if it's going to be the over. I don't know if it's going to be Notre Dame because you already said Notre Dame.
In this household, we stand on business. And we've been talking about it since Thanksgiving. So it's Notre Dame plus 8.5 and Notre Dame ML. Straight to it.
I love that. Good stand on B.
Yep.
I do that too occasionally when it matters.
I don't know. You gotta keep an eye on both of y'all.
What?
You and Rav
What's the issue?
For what?
standing on B.
I feel like I stood on business all year. This might be the first time I'm not.
Gotta keep an eye on you. That's all.
We're not gonna forget about ASU plus 12.5, right? Or ASU.
No way. We're already
The
talking
last
about
4
ASU.
weeks.
Jovan,
We're
can
not
you
doing
just
that.
step in with the
we have
ASU
a-
bit?
You
We
said
have
I'm
a
not staying on
whole
business.
season.
I am.
We have a
Javon.
whole season to go off of. All right. I'm not talking. Well,
Jovan, I'm just going to need you to step in there.
It's not even like ASU that I have to jump in to stand on business on. Rav, your whale of the week last week was not Notre Dame ML. That's the part that we just can't let slide by.
You're right. That was too cute.
We've been building this up all year. It was a storyline all year. And the day that Penn State gets their season ended in the playoffs, we're taking team total unders instead of an ML that is minus 120, or if you got it at the close of the game, plus 100 or plus 110. Like that, we can't let Rav get away with that.
That actually is true. I feel like we talked about it in the intro, but I feel like we did let it slide. Since week 3, Rav's been on the Penn State can't win a big game.
Well, then I got fucking scared because they beat up on shitty SMU, and I just got my panties in a twist. I'm sorry.
Also, the fact that the
called
team
folding.
total hooked
It
is
hooks.
almost worse.
that's yeah.
It's almost worse.
Yeah.
All right, we said we were going to cook a PrizePicks lineup. Let's cook a lineup.
Yes, please.
I'm not going to sell this time.
So technically, we already have 2 squares.
We do. Will Howard rush, Judkins rush. Jovan, I guess I'll go Notre Dame prop as well. But can you talk me through the PrizePicks, Jovan? Because you called Great House like it was your job.
Yeah, that was.
And that was one of the
Great
more
call.
surgical things I've seen maybe ever. So where are you thinking this game? What's your read?
Well, so I have a couple angles. I guess we have to go to Notre Dame, right? Because we already have Judkins and Howard.
Yep.
So here's what I think is going to happen. I mentioned it like this for Notre Dame. They're going to have to get the ball out of Riley Leonard's hands pretty quick. I think just like the Penn State game, which shout out that too, Riley Leonard pass yards soared over. And I think in this game, they're going to have to be pass for a while. A guy that had a breakout catch and is big out of the backfield last game against Penn State was Ainias Williams, who's technically the third down back, a freshman, or the third running back, sorry, not even the third down back because they have Love and Price. But I think he's going to have a pretty big role, but I also think he's going to be used as a decoy at times with motion. So when they do that, they throw it over the middle to somebody, and it's tough to pick with the Notre Dame kind of wide receivers, but you got Bo Collins, who, I mean, he has a pretty minimal role, but he's a little banged up. You have Faison, whose role is always in flux, and they also use him in the short game. And then
Mitchell Evans.
Frankly, I think the two guys over the middle, which with sprinkles of some of the other guys like Jaden Thomas and even the kick returner too, Mitchell Evans and Greathouse, I think are going to have big games too. So I would not mind going right back to Jaden Greathouse, especially because they don't use him over the middle of the field as much, but he's been the only guy that makes like contested catches for them in the past handful of games, which you're probably going to have to do because Ohio State also runs a lot of man coverage. So he made his big catches along the sideline where Riley Leonard gets a lot of his big throws. So if I were a betting man, I'd be either going back to Greathouse or taking my talents to Ainias Williams.
You don't like Faison receptions at 3.5?
I don't hate it because I think they'll use him just like they use Ainias. And this is, I don't know, he wasn't really a part of the offense last week, but with Bo Collins a little banged up, I assume he's going to play still. He's probably going to have to play his role a little more, which is good. So you can buy low after that.
Do you think Leonard is going to have to run the ball more?
He's going to have to. I'm just worried about stacks for that rushing yards, which kind of sucks.
We can demonize Greathouse to 2.5.
And Leonard rush attempts also looks good.
I think Greathouse can be a splash play guy, though. Not just because he had, I think, 2 of the big plays in the Penn State game, but against man coverage, big contested catches, that's probably where he's going to have to be.
Okay. I like Greathouse yards, 23.5. What about Greathouse yards, Faison receptions?
I can get down with.
Do you like that for a Notre Dame angle?
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. Will Howard rush, Kinshawn rush, Jaden Greathouse receiving, and Jordan Faison receptions. How do we feel?
I like it.
I like that a lot.
And it's a 10x. That's big.
That is big.
Do we like that?
Wait, Rob, what was yours? Judkins?
Judkins rushing yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I
I'm
love
locking
that.
in. I'm locking that in. All right. And then we did say we were going to do a touchdown lineup.
Oh, yeah.
We all have to agree, one person from each team, and I will be wailing it.
Okay.
Can I throw Emeka Egbuka into the ring?
Going back to him.
I don't love it, but I'm going to throw it in the ring and just see the reaction.
What about the third receiver on Ohio State, who would be a number 1 anywhere else?
Carnell Tate.
Carnell Tate
has not scored in the last 5.
Dude, he just came off a big game.
Who do you like on Ohio State to score, Javon? I mean, I would want to do Judkins, but he's a little goblin.
I do like Carnell Tate.
I mean, I'd be down for either Egbuka or Tate because even though Christian Gray got like the big game sealing pick, he's either doing that or getting absolutely toasted. And he's going to be on an island probably with Tate more than Egbuka, but on either of those guys for a pretty decent chunk of the game. So I would not mind either of them.
Dude, it could be a...
Who do you like more, Egbuka? I think I like Egbuka. Go back, right hawk to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Egbuka. I know a little different of a situation last year, obviously, because they had Ben Morrison on Marvin Harrison, but he toasted Notre Dame last year, and they're pretty okay with letting him get what he could.
And then, Javon, I mean, you're going to have to pick our Notre Dame guy because everyone's a demon.
I agree. I will say, really quickly, how do we not take Riley Leonard? I'm just going to put that out there.
I don't disagree.
Just going to put that out there. All right, Javon?
I won't say no. I mean, I really won't. I wish they had some nastier, crazier guys up there, but yeah, I don't hate going straight to Riley Leonard. People forget. I mean, as much as I think it won't be as easy for him to run against Ohio State, that was the only offense Tennessee had against them the whole game against Ohio State. Like, Nico was terrible, but they're using him like he was Taysom Hill. So, I don't know. I'm down to go Riley Leonard.
People, I think, are going to call us crazy for not going to Jeremiah Love, but do we think the injury is worse?
I don't think it's worse. I just think if you're Notre Dame, you probably want to mix up your run packages on the goal line, which I don't even think it's going to be like Riley Leonard QB power up the gut. I think it'll be something towards the outside, like a sweep, which is fine, which also probably means Jadarian Price could be involved in that too. Sneaky second option.
Dude, I was looking at Price too. Why do I like that one, dude?
He hasn't scored the entire playoff.
Why do I like that one? He was the only one that caught my eye. I thought Faison, but then I was like, I don't trust it. Jadarian Price is looking at me weird.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I do have a sneaky feeling because maybe I'm a little biased. It was a national championship, and I had a crazy call like this last year. We had a clip. It was because they had a pretty odd Donovan Edwards, like rushing yards on the board. And obviously he was a second running back. I was like, you know what's going to happen? You're going to look up. There's going to be a fat run. You're going to be like, oh, surely it's Corum, but then it's Donovan Edwards to get the game started. And kind of think Jadarian Price is going to have a big run, big game, big impact like that too.
Dude, I could be so down for Jadarian Price. Tug.
No, I won't say no. I could be Call of Cinch. So who are we between? Price and who would the other?
Leonard.
Who would we rather go to our grave with in the last episode of season 1?
I feel like it has to be Leonard.
Igbuka's already green. So who's...
The only reason I'm saying Leonard is like, the kid fucking wants it, dude.
Yeah, I'm
The kid
down
wants
for
it,
Leonard. I'm down.
And I can just see like maybe the game, maybe not slipping away, but maybe it's slipping away, and he's just like,
I gotta go.
puts the ball in his hands and he's like, let me go get one. Let me go get one.
Do we go Riley Leonard?
But then it could be Price just like taking off. I don't know.
To a vote. Riley Leonard, raise your hands. Jadarian Price, keep him down on 3. 1, 2, 3. Where have you got our ruled? Unfortunately. Jovan raised his hand. Riley Leonard, I'm all in.
I assume we were just all going on that one, to be honest with you. I didn't know Rav would be a Jadarian Price guy. Kind of surprised me.
Dude, how's that only a 4X?
I don't know. That's confusing. Maybe Riley's like...
Riley's not that much of a demon. I
Yeah.
don't think.
Yeah. that's
Jadarian
exactly what it
Price
is.
would be a 5.5, so it's not that much more.
Yeah, they're both barely like plus money.
I just feel like Ohio State's gonna really, if they get any chance at a touchdown, I feel like they're gonna sell out against Leonard getting it in. You can't see Price like going off on a little like halfback behind the line, not like a toss.
I think Notre Dame to stay in this game or win this game has to have a long touchdown. Not comparing the rushing to passing, but like the Great House big play was key in winning in that Penn State game. They're gonna have to have a big play.
All right, we're back at square one. Who's the guy? Jadarian or Riley? Someone just put their balls down because I'm not able.
Javon, I think you have to make the call, dude.
Have to make the call.
I think so.
I think so.
Let's go Jadarian.
All right, I like it.
All right.
All right, I like it. Jadarian Price. Jadarian Price.
Putting 200 on it.
Wailed. Jadarian Price and Emeka Egbuka are your coin toss touchdown scorers. Man, it's been a fun year.
It's been so fun.
I want to thank all you guys for watching. I want to thank everyone in the room and Jovan remotely for taking part in the show, bringing the energy every weekend. This has been so much fun. We'll be back next year, so don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
But, man, I'm trying to think of my favorite moment right now.
Yeah, dude, everyone cook up their favorite moment.
The costumes was good.
I love the
that
costumes.
I loved the
That was
costumes.
Oh, you gotta get up! Yeah! Maybe lines by a million!
How about Trent predicting the correct score?
That
Backyard
was
brawl.
insanity.
Trent, any thoughts on this game?
I'm with you again. This game's going to soar over. I'm telling you right now, final score is going to be like 38-34 in a close one.
Or his whale being UNT.
UNT, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say.
Give me Chandler Morris and the boys at the Mean Green. You can keep those points because they're winning that game.
Oddly enough, like, you wouldn't think this would be my best moment, but, like, I really did like battling with Rav, even though I got everything wrong. But,
Peach Bowl.
yeah,
That was fun.
it was fun. It
Peach
was a lot
Bowl
of
was
fun.
cool. Peach Bowl was cool.
Couldn't have been more wrong, but you know what? It was fun.
Peach Bowl was cool.
I
think-
saw LC in her deepest, darkest moments.
You did, dude. You heard me say some really dark
I
things.
did.
Dude, it was It was not pretty in Atlanta, but it was fun.
College football, it's just different, man.
It is different.
It's just different. It's a different animal. That's why we had to bring a different kind of show.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you,
Go buy
guys.
the Bookit Sports hats now.
Right now.
Go get your color if you're an Ohio State fan, Texas, Notre Dame. We have the green one somewhere. Also Notre Dame.
I hate to say it, but it's kind of Tennessee.
Tennessee.
It's totally Tennessee.
It's just a cool orange. We don't have to
It's a
associate
cool
with
orange.
the color. It's just a
Yeah.
really cool orange.
It's a cool orange. But thank you guys for watching. It means the world. We will see you next year.
Next
season.
August.
Next season. Next season. We'll see you next season. Thanks, guys.
Peace, guys.